What's going on? Welcome into the stream. Happy Thursday. First day of the Masters tournament. And we got a couple of NBA games, NHL games, and MLB games that we're going to go over. Looking at some DFS, insider trading tools, positive EV, sharp money, arbitrage. A lot to get to. Welcome in though. And for the next hour, guys, we're going to be placing a lot of bets. So appreciate you hanging out with me. So got the plus EV tool teed up, ready to go over here with prize picks. Going to look to create another slip or two. So let me just open up my prize picks over here off to the side. And we'll get this thing started up. If you guys tuned into the morning stream, we were off and running. Had a great start to the morning stream. Marlins win. The over in the Marlins game hits. The first yes runs first inning hits. The Twins win. The A's win. So if you're on the morning stream and you tailed some of the baseball bets, you're definitely making money. So let me go ahead and refresh the page here. D Vig into Pinnacle. Jalen Brunson under on points. Looks like it has a massive edge. Trent, what's going on? LeBron not bad under on his assists. All right, so let's set up Jalen under on his points. Cool. LeBron under on assists doesn't look bad. Let's take a look at FanDuel to see what FanDuel's doing here. Just power default. Pinnacle FanDuel, guys. Very simple setup. They like LeBron. So LeBron, this LeBron play is agreed. We have agreement between FanDuel and Pinnacle on the under 9.5 assists. Tyler Hero over on his rebounds and assists. This is going to be a 3-pick slip. No insurance. I'll share this link here with you guys. 2 unders, 1 over. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And there we go. First slip is in the chat for you guys to copy and paste. 3-pick slip with no insurance. We're getting minus 122 odds on each play. So we're not getting minus 119, but we're getting minus 122. Still a really solid edge. Really, really solid. Let's take a look at Underdog and see what we got with Underdog. If you guys have been following me over at Juice Reel with the esports plays, we cashed a couple of esports plays over on Prize Picks today. So I cashed, let's see, this 3-pick slip. We hit 2 and pushed 1. So again, guys, when I place these, I don't always place every slip on the stream. Some slips I place throughout the day. If you follow me over on Juice Reel, you're going to see these plays so that you can copy and paste this for yourself. And then I also cashed a 2-pick slip here. So Prize Picks with DFS has been very hot. It's been hot for the last month and a half. Been really, really good. And rocking a lot of 2-pick slips, a couple of 3-pick slips, but been going really, really well. So again, if you guys want to follow me over on Juice Reel, you'll be able to access Juice Reel 1 week for free, and then it's $10 a week after it. And guarantee you with the DFS plays, you're going to make some good money. Wilbo, what's going on? Evening to you. Trent, yes, sir. Cooked up those baseball plays this morning. Smaller slate of baseball games today, but, really, really good. Couldn't ask for more. We have a yes runs first inning in the Padres game tonight, so we're hoping we hit that. This LeBron play, again, looks good on his assists. I can't remember if I already have one of his picks. No. And then one of the better slips, guys, that I shared, I believe it was at the better slip. No, it might have been. If you guys would, I didn't put it on the stream, but I cooked up a better slip slowly, a few minutes after the stream ended, and we hit on Jeffrey Springs and Maxwell Muncy. So we just got to hit the Embiid over on his points, the discount slip, and that's going to hit as well. So DFS just continues to stay very hot. So LeBron under on assist. Obviously, I have him on a prize pick slip. I like to minimize my exposure a little bit to him. We'll go with KD under on his points and rebounds. So under 31.5. And if there isn't any other good options, I'll definitely add LeBron back to another slip. Ooh, yeah, that looks terrible on Pinnacle. So, yeah, really looking at FanDuel. I'll look at the sharp money tool as well. It looks like they just bumped LeBron. We got Maxey. We got Amen Thompson. Sharp money tool, we have really nobody for underdogs, so it's not great. So let's go with Maxey. Under on his points and rebounds. So a couple of unders in this game. And this is just under a 3.5 return, 3.44, which is fine. I'm not going to lose my mind over that because we're taking 3x payouts on every other platform that are 2-pick entries. This is 3.44, so I'm good with that. There's that 2-pick slip on underdog. shared with you guys. But Rory and Sam Burns off to hot starts in the first round. Scotty looked like after the front nine that he was going to make a charge. He's, still got some time left, but he's dropped a little bit. Let's go over. If you guys want to add Amen Thompson as well, you can do that. Let's see. Better Şengün on his points and assists, or rebounds and assists, excuse me. And Wiggins, a little too low of a play. But let's go with Şengün. So just a lot of unders in general, under 15.5. Okay. And then let me go over here and take a look at what else we have. Pinnacle, 9 results. OG, Drake Powell. All right. Drake under on points. Plays that are good to Pinnacle. And then OG, under on his points as well. All right. And I'm going to throw all my money on here. Let me share this with you guys. 3-pick slip. Again, no insurance. And cool. And then we'll take a look at DraftKings Pick 6, Dabble, and Parlay Play. But love days like today where we're getting off to just hot starts just makes the evening so much more enjoyable. When you've won, I think I've won 6 out of my first 7 bets today. So definitely happy with that. All right, here's that 3-pick slip on Better. And so shout out to the Ballers Club for giving me a 20% profit boost on that play. So got some nice EV over there. Dabble, guys, yesterday on the stream, we cooked up a winning slip. So, again, follow me over there at Billy C. No spaces, all one word. And you'll be able to copy those plays directly over on Dabble as soon as we enter them, assuming that we have some value, and we do. Blackwood, Jalen Brunson for Pinnacle. So, again, I'll add Jalen on a second slip. I can only play $12 on these 3-pick slips on Dabble, so, I'm going to go ahead and put them on a couple different ones. And so we're looking on his under 25.5 points. Blackwood over on saves. A lot of NHL games. We're going to have a lot of NHL anytime goal scorers to talk about because we gave out a few this morning because we took a look at it. And then we could add Drake Powell, but let's just see what FanDuel has for us for if they have anything for Dabble. Oh, yeah. The KD play. Amen Thompson. I'm going to add to Amen Thompson, again, just to kind of diversify the portfolio. But we might have another slip to rock over here on Dabble because we got some nice options. So we're looking at Amen Thompson under on his points. Okay. All right, so that slip is now live, guys, on Dabble. So if you just go over there, follow me at Billy C, you'll be able to copy and paste that slip. And if you would have done it yesterday, as we only cooked up one slip, it cashed. Anton, what's going on? Hopefully you're having a fantastic Thursday. All right, so we can go back to the well with another one here. KD, RJ Barrett, and maybe Amen Thompson again. I'm okay with that if you guys are all right with it. Points and assists. Again, a lot of unders here. And then points and rebounds for Thompson. And then RJ Barrett in this Raptors game. We're looking at his under rebounds and assists. So this is a straight using FanDuel as the sharp. And they already bumped that RJ Barrett play. So we're going to need a replacement. Because I'm seeing 8.5. So we can go with, I don't know if they'll let me do Şengün all unders over here. And Reed Shepherd. Damn. All right. I'd like to not give every play from the same. So we can go with Drake Powell. And I'll go with that again. Under on his points. Okay, so that slip is live as well, guys. So 2 slips, A bunch of unders, which I never mind fading dudes. It's always a good time. So that's dabble. Over here on DraftKings Pick 6, I don't know what our boost is today. Obviously on DraftKings, they have an NBA mystery offer. So let me remove dabble. OG, Garcia, Maxwell, a little low of an edge for me. Just a little too low. FanDuel, a little bit better. Thompson, Pirtle, Şengün, Luke Kennard. What's our boost today? We got a 30% winnings boost. Love that. So we're going to use the winnings boost. And obviously slapping when you're finding individual plays that have an edge, and then you're adding those together with your parlay, and then you're getting a boost and putting it on top of those plays that already have an edge. That's how we get to that's extremely positive EV. And that's really the recipe. So we can go back to the well with Şengün. I'm going to go with Luke Kennard. Again, just diversifying my portfolio a little bit. That's just my personal preference. And these are 2 unders and 1 over. And I'm going to put the max of $50 on this play. And I'll share that link with you guys here. Ken, what's going on? There's the pick 6 slip. So this would pay us out almost $400 total if you put the max $50 on. So this is the slip. Thompson under, Pirtle over, Kennard under. Fun, fun, fun. For parlay play, if any of you guys want some different plays, Ingram is here as well. For parlay play, not really any solid options. So we're going to move off of that. Let's go over the Prediction Insiders tool. Top play at the moment is the Warriors money line, 56 cents. Now, this is, you guys can probably have a lot of different options in terms of getting this play down. This individual put 1.5 units on this play, $6,400. Negative 5% slippage means they bet the Warriors at a certain price and the market moved against them. So the price that they bet it at, it's actually now a better price for us. And so that's a really, really high negative slippage, which is great. This individual has almost a 10% ROI off of almost 23,000 trades tracked. So strong, strong record. And they really like the Warriors on the money line. Ken, no problem, man. No problem at all. Again, I always appreciate your support, man. And you know that I'll be able, if you run into any issues, let me know. But, no problems at all. So, and totally understand if you don't want to run it back again, no problem at all. Warriors, money line. Looks pretty good. As you guys know, I talked about in the morning stream, I've found a lot of success betting Major League Baseball money lines on this tool. The Athletics money line, the Marlins money line, another one. So this morning we found some plays. So I haven't really been playing a lot of NHL, NBA plays. Just my preference. Also, something that I haven't really talked about a lot that I think is just sound advice. If you're trying to, normally guys, these whales, these heavy insiders, normally if you can wait as close as you can until first pitch, tip off, kickoff, till the game starts, those are normally going to be the strongest indicators of really good plays. So, the morning stream, maybe not a great representation of that. Obviously, the Marlins game was earlier today. Same with the Athletics game. But, like right now, we have a couple of baseball games happening later on. I'm looking for baseball plays. Here we go, the Diamondbacks. Now, this game doesn't start this game's first pitch is in just under an hour. So what I mean by that is like I'm interested in this Diamondbacks game because this game's starting pretty soon. This Lakers game isn't in for another 3+ hours. So while this Warriors game looks really good, if I was going to bet this, I might just wait. I'm going to wait until maybe an hour before the game starts and come back to the insider tool and take a look to see if the Warriors play is still up there, right? So for this Diamondbacks game, because first pitch is in less than an hour, I'm interested in grabbing this. So 38 cents. Again, if you guys don't know what 38 cents is, come over here to the calculators, prediction markets converter. That's what we use over here at OddsJam. 38 cents is plus 163. And so on this Diamondbacks play at 163, I'm willing to go a little bit below 163, maybe in the high 150s. I wouldn't want to get this at DraftKings. I would get this at FanDuel, but I would prefer if I can get this at like 4CX, ProfitX, No Vig, all really, really good. Don't go over to Fliff and bet this. Don't go to Bet Rivers and bet this or any of the Canby books. But again, we're trying to find a price that's as close as we can to 163. So this individual put down 3 units on this play. Now, their ROI isn't nearly as impressive as the person we showed for the Warriors play. This person has about 4,000 trades. So all I'm going to do is most likely just go over to FanDuel, and I'm going to put down, even though this individual put down 3 units, I'm going to put down a half unit on this play, which is going to be roughly about $50 for me. Because we are talking about a plus 163, which is, obviously like a 30-some% chance. It's a 38.02% chance. So I'm going to take the Snakes on the money line over at FanDuel. You place bets for the esports team. Yeah, 49ers faithful. Yeah, I placed them on Polymarket. Unfortunately, the one play lost. I don't know about the other one. But yeah, I placed it on Polymarket. So if it shows Polymarket, it's true. I have my Polymarket linked. And I'm not really, I'm sure plenty of OGs and DGens will be willing to talk about how you can use Polymarket outside if you live in the United States. But, I am on YouTube right now, so I'd rather have a private conversation about that, not just in the open. But appreciate you bringing that up. So Diamondbacks, I'm going to go over here to FanDuel at 160. And what's my rewards? I forget. 30% profit boost on a player home run or 50% live boost. All right. Not really interested in that right now. But there we go. Diamondbacks plus 160. So let's make sure for Juice Reel I get the app open. Because if I don't have the app open, you don't see the plays. So I didn't get it at 163. I got it at 160, which is, again, 3 cents off. I'm not losing my mind over that. It's all good. And then I just put my little WT tracker here. That helps out. Okay, so that's really, I get to look at the Royals as well. Royals and the Rockies. This play here, this person has almost 23,000 trades. Looks really good. They have about a half a unit on the Royals. They got this at 63 cents. I'm sorry, they got it at 61.8. So 61.8 minus 162. And 155, where's that at? Bet now? I would say this price is probably incorrect. Odds Jam's probably pulling the incorrect price on Bet now. It's probably stale. But the insider got it at 162. And obviously I'm looking for something that maybe Bet 105? 169, okay. That's okay. Betmania 166. If that's actually out there, I'll bet this over at Betmania. Again, guys, more books that you have, the more options that you have that you can price shop. And, I don't want to take a play that's at minus 195 on the Royals money line. That's a really big difference in price. I would rather, a few cents off, I can live with that. So again, with the Royals here, they're at 168 that I'm showing over here on Betmania. That's fine. I'm cool with that. And I would look to put about probably 75 to 100 bucks on this. So let me work out a price that looks pretty good. Yeah, 75.60. Okay. All right, so we are in over here on Betmania, on the Royals, on the money line. Very blurry, apologies, but there's my ticket on Betmania. So 75.6, so a little bit more. And we got this at 168. But again, so far my track record using the insider tool betting Major League Baseball moneyline plays has been really, really good. And we've mostly been betting plays like this, heavy favorites. And so looking good there. And then we can obviously look at the Rockies as well. Now I did bet the Rockies earlier today at plus 1.5. on the run line. So for me personally, I'm going to be really adding more risk to my position. I already have them at plus 1.5. If the Rockies lose 7-1 tonight, I'm losing 2 bets, right? So I'm okay with having them on the run line. I don't need to go add more Rockies position. So I'm just going to kind of chill on the traders tool. But if you guys don't have any Rockies or weren't able to get the play, I put it on Bet Anything, Bet Any Sports, whatever it's called, earlier this morning on the morning stream. But if you guys want some Rockies, 37 cents. That means we're looking at plus 170. You can get this a circa at 172. That's nice. No VIG at 170. Profit X at 167. That's okay. Even maybe 4CX. I'd go as low as BetMGM in the score. I'm not going to go down to the cow sheet, right? And we've talked about this before, guys. You can go over to cow sheet or Profit X, and if you don't like the pricing, you want to set this price for like, hey, maybe you want a Profit X, you want a plus 190. Go create that price over there. If you want something that you're going to be very happy with the price that you're getting. But that's how I'm using the Insiders tool right now. So I'm skipping any NHL games and NBA games. We are in the final week or the final 10 days of the regular season. The NBA regular season ends on Sunday. NHL ends like this time next week. The regular season's over. So I'm still interested in betting NHL anytime goal scores. If you guys tailed the play yesterday, the dude on the Capitals, well, I think it was Riley Leonard, he cashed for us over at BetMGM. So NHL anytime goal scores are still really good. But I'm not really looking to make me bet the rest of these plays. Just my personal preference. Okay. And if anything that I go over on the stream, guys, is I go a little too fast or you're not sure or you have more questions, again, just DM me, shoot me an email. I respond to everybody. Date range. Let's look at some NHL goal scores. We're using additive. We're using Pinnacle. Again, I try to show you guys my exact setup and how I would attack NHL goal scores so that you can just copy and paste this for yourself. You know, screenshot these, screenshot this, so that you can then just copy and paste this for yourself. That's the whole point of this, is to try to help you make money beating the books and showing you my favorite ways that I like to make money beating the books. And NHL goal scores has just been, the entire NHL season's been fantastic. Okay, 17 results, so buckle up. Jackson Blake, we got a lot of Bet365. Nikolai Ehlers, Jackson Blake. Again, puck drops in just under 2 hours. So I'm going to go over to Bet365 and hit these plays up. In my opinion, I would prefer betting these now compared to this morning because we are closer to puck drop. So pretty insane here on Jackson Blake. And sometime I'm going to get limited by the books. But Pinnacle's a plus 186. You don't see too many almost 15% EV edge plays. It's really crazy. But we're looking at Nikolai Ehlers as well. These are some very high bets. But let's go to the Hurricanes Blackhawks game and goal scores. Blake at plus 265. Now, I'm not going to bet 140. I'm either going to bet 150 or 125. I just try to go a little bit more in terms of like a casual bettor. So we'll see if we can do 125. Odds and bonus selections changed. I'm guessing that means that they see it. Nikolai Ehlers is over here as well. So can I do that at 205? All right, we got Ehlers. So we get that for $125 plus 205. That'll pay out almost the $380 some, so that's really nice. Jackson Blake, and again, guys, if you have, Bet365, they also run a lot of SGP boosts. So if we can find like Svechnikov, you can run a 3-pick parlay over here, have a really good time. So if I were to go Ehlers, Svechnikov, Jackson Blake, anytime goal scores. Now, this is a long shot. But, if I were to throw $25 on this play, Like, there we go. All three of these plays are plus EV. Like, here's a little fun SGP. So I love that. So I can just come over here and say Jackson Blake, Ehlers, however you say the dude's last name, and then Svechnikov. Throw this up here, and even though we're getting this at plus 3,200 odds instead of plus 3,351, still really, really good. So there we go. All right, now what else do we have here? Dylan Holloway. I already bet him earlier. You can bet him there. I'm going to fire off a Sam Bennett play. Sam Bennett's a guy I've definitely bet consistently this year. I'm already on Verhaeghe. I'm already on quite a bit. If you see the red line here, or this red thing, I already bet these dudes. So Sam Bennett, they're telling me to bet 80 bucks. Love how my Bet365 is kind of freezing right now. There we go. So 220 for Sam Bennett. And then what else do we have here? Dylan Larkin I'm on. Schmaltz, Clayton Keller. There's so many bets on 365. Holy shit. So while 365, obviously NBA props haven't been popping. These are all auto bets for me, guys. If anyone's like, would you bet this or bet this? No, I'd bet every single play on the screen. No questions asked. Looks like now my computer's not showing my location, so I got to get the Bennett play in on my cell phone. But, you know, while we haven't maybe been able to hit them up when it comes to NBA props as much this year, the NHL goal scorers props have just been so good on 365 this year. Really, really good. All right, we're going to go with $100 on Sam Bennett. There we go. I'll just fire that up to $100. Again, if you wanted to play a crazy round robin, you could do that on all of these. Jack Hughes on FanDuel, I'm betting him. Slavkovsky, I'm betting him. Jake Gensel, I'm betting him. Wow. This is probably close to a dozen plays right now, which is just so cool. And so let me go Jack Hughes. Let me go, and he's playing against my Penguins, and that's fine. I'm going to go over here for $80 on Jack. Again, I'm a big believer in placing the bets in front of you. OGs and DGens know this, so that you know that, like, I'm not full of crap. You know that I'm actually putting my money where my mouth is. So Jack Hughes to score a goal tonight. Why not? He's pretty good at hockey. And then I'm going to get the Slavkovsky play in and Jake Gensel. So really, really good stuff. Slavkovsky, Lightning, and the Canadiens. He's been good for me as well this year. And we're looking at plus 220. I'm going to throw 60 on him. That's all my FanDuel money right now, but that's okay with me. $60 at plus 220. And again, we're not going to hit every single one of these plays. I'd be happy if we hit 40% of these plays. It would be crazy. Ken, anything else close to Bet365? Great question. On Jackson Blake, circa, Bet Rivers, Profit X, no vig. That would be the play for Jackson Blake. For Ehlers, MGM, and Profit X. MGM and Profit X. On Carter Verhaeghe, what's 240 look like? Yeah, 3.5% edge. So FanDuel or Profit X on Carter Verhaeghe. Sam Bennett. Now, as we get lower on this list, your options are going to be less and less. Sam Bennett is really only a FanDuel play. There's a slim edge on Profit X, not enough for me. Again, though, if you're on no vig or Profit X, always worth maybe throwing one out there, trying to create a play. Dylan Larkin. What's 180 look like? 180 is just above 2%, which would be on FanDuel, MGM. That's okay. It's not fantastic, but it's okay. So that's where really I would go with those plays, because once we get to Svechnikov and below, it gets difficult to find these plays for sure. And then with this game starting in 30 minutes, guys, if you guys were on the morning stream, you saw that Jake Gensel was there was 2 Lightning players, I believe. Might have been Braden Point. Jake Gensel was an EV play, and it's still EV. But the beautiful thing here is this game starts in 30 minutes, right? So for my account health purposes, we're fortunate enough that this play still is EV over on, I'm going to bet it on Desert Diamond. So, instead of me placing this bet on Jake Gensel to score a goal at, 7 hours ago, now I can still place it now, and it doesn't look nearly maybe as sharp because the game's starting very soon. So Jake Gensel at plus 163. I'm probably going to throw a little bit more than that because this guy can absolutely just score with the best of them. I'm going to bet $100 on this play. Over betting it just a touch, but I'm okay with that. So for those of you that don't care about hockey, I apologize. I know we're taking up some time here going through these plays. Really think anything below Braden Point, I'm not really interested in betting. You can bet DeBrincat and Kucherov, and I bet Jason Robertson last night, but what price did I get him at? I got him at 135, which is the same price now, so not great. It's just okay. Obviously, like Kucherov and DeBrincat could really score, but they're just too low of an edge for me right now because I have a ton of plays. So when the NHL has a full slate of games, a lot of great opportunities. Anytime, Ken, anytime. All right, for player home runs, for baseball today, the weather sucks. So not great. But we're still going to provide a similar approach. So I'm not going to set any odds ranges because I am interested in betting some unders. And then obviously we want just MLB. The sad part here is we have nothing. Now, additive is nothing. Power has 3. Okay. So Royals and the White Sox. So what I would say is that the weather, we also have Fernando Tatis and Colson Montgomery. If you would have bet all of the unders on yesterday's stream, you would have won every single bet because none of them hit home runs. Today, this Royals game, a little not terrible. The weather's not as bad as it is for some other spots. It's actually plus 14%. So at Kauffman Stadium, plus 14%. But I'm still willing to go over here on Kalshi and bet Lane Thomas. Now, something else that I can also do with Lane Thomas on Ballpark Pal is I can come over here to BVP matchups. And maybe I just want to look at the history with Lane Thomas. And he's got a very good matchup against K. We can look at his history over the last 3 years. He's only had 1 at-bat with a strikeout. So there's not a lot to go off of here. But it's a better matchup for Anthony K. Not a great matchup for Lane Thomas. My apologies. I screwed that one up. But, so I'm willing to go over and bet an under on it. Now, it's a low-edge play. Really a play that maybe you'd say, yeah, maybe not really worth it. But, now they're telling me to bet $250. Why? Because we're talking about minus 788. Now, I'm probably going to go in for about $150 instead. $100. I'm underbetting my edge right now. Maybe I should go a little bit more with this. I'm just still new to betting this market. And I just don't quite, to be very honest with you guys, I don't have the balls to pull the trigger on $250 just quite yet. Which makes no sense, right? Because you're seeing me bet all these NHL goal scorers that are plus hundreds and hundreds of odds. And maybe I should. Maybe I should just buck up. Right? This is going to be the day that Lane Thomas goes deep. Lane Thomas, no, minus 789. Let's do it, YOLO. You only live once. So minus 789 for 250. Or 249.36. So I traded no. Which is going to pay me out about $31 in profit. Manny Machado. And you can see the edge dropped now a little bit here because it's now at minus 832. Manny Machado, again, when we're looking at the park factors today, -7% for Petco Park. Pretty neutral. It's more of a hitter's, or it's more of a pitcher's park in general. If I'm looking at the matchups, Machado against the starting pitcher, -4, which is good for Jimmy Hergert or Herget or however you say this dude's name. So it's below expectation, so I'm okay with this as well. There's only $56 on Machado, guys. So, you know, we got to go, and we need this at what, -610? Now, obviously, I'm going to be looking to take up all the liquidity. And we're just scrolling down here to player props, guys. And then Machado, -661. -610, excuse me. And I'm just going to go in for $55, which is cool with me. $54.98. Now, these are lower edge plays. And if this wins, this pays me out like $6, right? Not super exciting at all, but is what it is. And there we go over a cow sheet. Okay. So, again, I have no odds range set up here. So if we were to see any overs, we would see them. Today's not a great day to bet overs. And tomorrow, like really just the month of April is not fantastic. And definitely would highly recommend, guys, a guy that I really enjoy following, and I'll share this with you guys over on X. He's a meteorologist, right? I'm all about trying to share with you guys the edges or anything that I learn or know. I do use his tool. It's a good tool, but Ballpark Pal does basically the same thing. Kevin Roth is a great meteorologist, and he has said, based on some, so basically, what was it? The other day, he shared some really interesting, he's literally a meteorologist. So his job is literally to talk about the weather. So a bunch of bad weather games. He's going over some games from yesterday. And there was one post he said, like, the weather has been, it's been just really, really, really bad in general. It's been really cold. It's been bad for home runs. So betting some under is not a bad idea. Now let's just look at some player props in general when it comes to baseball. D. Vigan at Pinnacle, Power Method. Pretty much it. Seth Lugo on strikeouts, under 4.5. So again, looking at Ballpark Pal, where we can dive into the matchups. Again, $10 a month, $60 for the entire year. I'm using this every single day. Couple of things we could do. We could look at history with Seth Lugo. Under 4.5 Ks. Only 3 dudes in the White Sox lineup have struck out against Lugo, or he struck out. Not a huge sample size, but it's okay. What we can also do is come over here and go to starting pitchers, go to strikeouts, and then we can just go ahead and select Lugo. And so, Colin Montgomery, if it's an A matchup, it's good for Lugo, bad for the White Sox. As you can see, though, there's only 2 good matchups here. I don't mind sprinkling this. FanDuel's at -102. So if you want to bet this over at Circa as well, that's cool with me. I'm going to go over probably Bet Online and play this right now. Under 4.5 Ks. Seth Lugo is not exactly your Tariq Skubal or Paul Skeens. He's not exactly lighting up the lamp when it comes to striking players out. So I'm going to Bet Online over on Props Builder. You can go to BetUS, Bovada, MyBookie, XBet, BUSR, BetNow, Jazz, bunch of places. Under 4.5, and I'll go in for a 125 spot. Okay. We're in on Props Builder on the under 4.5 Ks on Lugo. Other plays as well. Pasquantino. We talked about old Vindog. If you're like, hey, Billy, I don't have any offshore books, or I'm limited to $2 to MGM. But if you have 4CX or ProfitX or NoVig, you can go create prices. Or Kalshi, which if you live in America, you have access to Kalshi. And you don't have to deposit via crypto. You can deposit via Venmo, your bank, plenty of places. You can go create your own prices for these plays, right? So let's kind of walk through how we would do that. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean your order will get filled, but it's better than doing nothing at all. So let's say Pasquantino. I only have like $56 left in my Kalshi account. So here's all I'm doing. Going over to the Royals game. Saying, all right, now I know I bet the Royals money line, but Pasquantino can go 1 for 4 with a single. Go to player props, and I'm looking for total bases. And I'm like, you know what, Vinny, let's bet this no. But I don't want dollars. I want a limit order. That's what I want. So I want this for $55, and I want this at like minus 130, which I'll take a minus 127. Set this to at scheduled event start. No guarantee that this order is going to get filled, but if it does get filled now, I'm very happy with the price. I'm very happy with the price. So if you live in America, you have access to Kalshi. So now I'm getting an even better price than MGM if the order gets filled. Even with the fees, I'm still happy with this. And honestly, if you're watching this and you haven't signed up for Kalshi yet, and you're limited to like $2 on Fanatics and Bet Rivers and BetMGM, like what are you doing? Like go sign up. Because this is, I got to change the book, but still, like, you can create all these plays. No Vig, Profit X, Kalshi. Anthony K. Let's take a look at him. He's got some good matchups. Decent matchups. B's are good matchups. D's, not so great. And if we come back to him, and we go to the BVPs. Now, I'm out of money on FanDuel. A lot of good. This is not great for K here in terms of these positive numbers are good for the KC hitters, not great for K. But if you're going to bet K's on K, still made me worth it. Take a peek over on FanDuel. And so Jose Fernandez, so all these plays. So obviously I need to load up my Kalshi a lot more because we can bet all these plays. Because one thing I love seeing about that with Kalshi, there's a lot of markets over there. I'm actually very surprised at how many markets there are. Let's look at this Mets Diamondbacks game. So like in this Mets Diamondbacks game, we're talking we got spreads, totals, first 5 innings. We got money line plays for the first 5 innings. And you can bet the tie. Yes runs, no run first inning. Player props, we got home runs, strikeouts, hits, runs, RBIs, and total bases. So like, this is what I'm talking about, Kalshi. This creates just a whole new dynamic. Like this summer for baseball is just going to be so much better. And if you have money in a sports book that you're not really using a lot or very often, then funnel that money into Kalshi. Because now you're going to be able to create all these plays. Literally every play on this board is available for you to create a price over a Kalshi. So even with the fees, all that stuff, you're going to be all right. So again, I'm kind of beating a dead horse here. I appreciate the OGs, DGens, as always, appreciate your patience. But here's the whole point about this, is you're never going to get ripped off on price on these plays. All of these plays on this screen are in play for you. And you're going to be able to make sure you can control and dictate the price. And even if you only get 25% of these orders filled, you're going to be very happy with that fill because you know you got a really good price. That's probably higher than 3% EV edge. So just make sure when you're setting up these prices, guys, you don't select GTC, you select at the scheduled event start. Because then that means at first pitch, if your order doesn't get filled, you get your money refunded to you, right? Because you don't want to bet the under on Seth Lugo strikeouts, select GTC, forget about it. Seth Lugo has 4 strikeouts and your order's still out there that someone can take the over, and someone's going to be like, yeah, he's got 4 strikeouts through 3 innings. Like, I'm going to go take your over now because you're going to get your under filled. And you're not going to realize that your under got filled. So always select at the scheduled event start. Always. Okay. What's going on, Matty? Appreciate that, man. Yeah, it was very good start this morning. Very, very good start. Let's look at some NBA player props. Really good start in terms of the plays, and we're off to a great start, so I'm very happy. And let's keep it going. So leagues, let's go to the NBA. And let's go to the EV Formula Builder. And let's take a look at FanDuel and Pinnacle. And let's get some agreement. Again, I have no minimum maximum odds set up here. So I'm just going to kind of chill. I'm not really looking to place any NBA player prop bets other than for DFS. DFS, like, I'm still okay with it, but I'm not really looking to straight bet too many NBA player props at the moment with the last couple days of the season. So there we go. Okay, so some different plays here. And there we go. Now, tomorrow, guys, I will be streaming at 9 a.m. Eastern again. So we got a big slate of MLB baseball and some NBA. And then I think it's a smaller slate of NHL games, if memory serves correct. No, it's a big slate of NHL games. Oh, no, there's no games, no NHL on Friday, just on Saturday. Looking at the leaderboard for the Masters, yeah, everyone's basically chilling. Scotty's still 2 under through 16. But my boy Brooksy, all right, Brooksy, 1 under through 17. I'm happy about that. He's not completely dead or out of it. He's only going to be 4 back after day 1, which is not bad, unless he bogeys 18 or doubles. Some other plays here. And so for those of you that are interested in learning how to bet baseball profitably, it's definitely been my best sport over the last year plus. We're going to be betting a lot of baseball. And the new market that we're kind of tapping into, it's not a new market. We're betting player home runs, but right now I'm really looking to bet unders. And so follow along to see how that goes. But thus far, betting money line plays on the Prediction Traders Insider tool has been really, really good. I have not been using the Sharp Money tool much. It's really been a heavy dose of positive EV and then Prediction Traders tool. That's really my action has been going. So, and so far so good. Maddie, it's a good question. So not as much. I would say, a lot of these teams, it's a little different scenario with the NHL. Great question. Looking at the standings, in the West is still wide open. So there's only a handful of teams that aren't really playing. But the thing with hockey is it's not like, you got to rotate 4 lines, and it's not like you can leave guys out there on a shift for 3+ minutes. So while the coach can spread the minutes out a little bit more to maybe the 3rd and 4th line, at the end of the day, he still needs to play all 4 lines. So, like the Panthers would be the concern, right? Like Carter Verhaeghe, Sam Bennett, the Panthers are out of it. So, maybe they don't get as much run. But there's just a lot more teams that are still fighting for playoff positioning. Like in the Atlantic Division, Buffalo, Tampa, Montreal are separated by 1 game. So they still want to play to try to lock seeding and home ice up. Obviously, like the Hurricanes are the one team in the Metro that like it's over. And then obviously like Colorado, the Central Division, Colorado doesn't have much to play for, but everyone else still does. And then the Pacific Division is wide open. Vegas, the Ducks, and Edmonton are still fighting for the number 1 spot. So exactly, Wilbo. There's more parity in the NHL that I don't get as concerned about the last couple of games of the season. Whereas the NBA, there isn't as much going on. Like there's not as much to fight over in the NBA. So that's why with the NHL, I'm still like firing off 13 bets for anytime goal scorers. Because there's a lot still on the line. Really just Carolina and Colorado don't have anything to play for. Everybody else outside of those 2 teams still has something to play for unless, your team is eliminated. And the only team that I'm really concerned, I bet Jack Hughes and I bet these other guys. And it's also just hockey players because of their line rotations, and then hockey players typically just play hard they finish out the season strong, I'm not as concerned. Yeah, man, it's not like in the NBA where Embiid plays 10 minutes and then you just play the bench the rest of the way. With hockey guys, it's not like you can bring in like the guys that suit up. It's not like you can bring somebody from the press box down to suit up and play in the middle of the game. Like those guys got to play, and you just can't leave guys out there for even 2.5 minute shifts. Like they're going to be dead. So you got to keep rotating those 4 lines. Yeah, well, no doubt. San Jose was really exciting. Obviously, they have a really nice young nucleus, and they're not completely eliminated from the postseason yet mathematically. But it's a very good question, and that's why hockey, to me, is a safer sport, at least for today and Saturday, to bet. Last day of the regular season, maybe not as much, right? Maybe the last day of the NHL regular season, I just take the day off. But today and Saturday is definitely going to be days you still want to bet. Just, maybe a handful of teams you want to stay away from. But I'm still okay betting the Panthers because with Bennett and with Carter Verhaeghe and also Jack Hughes with the Devils. Okay. Let's go back to the trader tool. Let's see anything new. Stars. Now, this is a big one here. Like someone has put down $124,000. Now, this person, I shouldn't say guy, but this person has only 745 trades. Right? So if you're like me, you're like, dude, that's not very impressive. Where this person with the Warriors has 22,000 plus trades. But this person's playing put down 124,000. So if you're like, okay, Billy, like that's impressive. Like here's how you would want to evaluate this. So they got this play at 54 cents. Dallas on the money line. So when we're looking at Dallas on the money line for 54 cents, that's minus 117 odds. So the best price right now on the Wild is plus 111. So just to kind of make this clear, this person got the Stars at minus 117, and that's a pretty solid price. It's not like super EV, but it's good. But they can't arb out of this position right now. They could arb out of this position for a loss, but this person basically has placed a massive wager on the Dallas Stars tonight, and right now they cannot arb out of this. So, some people get a little nervous because they're like, well, what if a lot of these people that are putting these big trades and posting these big trades are just looking to arb out of these plays? Well, they can't right now. So this person's literally just riding the Stars. And that's a pretty healthy position. And minus 115 on no vig, I like that. Profit X 4CX no vig. And typically, guys, when we're going through Prediction Trader Insider tool, whatever the hell you want to call this tool, no vig, Profit X, and 4CX are 8 times out of 10 the books that you can get really good pricing on. So if I can't get minus 117, I would probably go maybe bet 105. Yeah, minus 119, bet 105. That's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go bet this right now. I don't bet too many NHL moneyline plays, but I'm okay with that. Now, again, this individual just put down just over a unit. 124,000 is like, holy smokes, but it's just a unit. A little over a unit for this individual, which must be nice, right? But so we're willing to put some money down on the Stars. And I'm going to go over to bet 105. Once they send me the typical code. There it is. So for me, this would be like $100. Somewhere around there on Dallas. Moved up to minus 121. I'll put down 121 to make $100. Okay, so we're in. And we'll see how that goes. So again, this game starts in about 2 hours. So that's why I'm okay with going after this play. Same with the Warriors. This person has some confidence in this play. Mammoth, same individual's got $164,000 on the Mammoth on the money line at 62 cents, taking on Nashville. And if you know Clark Knows Ball, he was talking about this play earlier with Carolina. where, this individual has $1,200 on this play. But Mammoth could be another good one. So some solid plays there. But that's where I'm going to call it a stream, guys. I'm going to be on tomorrow morning doing this again at 9 a.m. Eastern. But appreciate each and every one of you guys hanging out with me. We're going to do 2 streams tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of the games tonight. And I'll talk to you guys early in the morning. Take care.